Good evening, ladies as well as gentlemen. I'm Papa Boris, and I'm back with another short Hearthstone guide. Since the earliest days of the closed beta for Hearthstone, one piece of advice that's been going around is, for warriors, always armor up after attacking. It's natural to armor up first, get some armor, and then attack a minion with, say, a fiery war axe or a heroic strike, and take some damage, losing your armor and a little bit of health. But it's actually correct to fight your instincts, and the proper play is to attack first, go down in health, and then armor up, gaining armor, so that you're left over with armor at the end of the turn. Now, this piece of advice has been around for as long as Hearthstone has existed, but it's not exactly obvious why that is true. And so, for as long as Hearthstone has existed, there have been people asking this question: why is it that you always need to armor up after attacking? I even get this question asked on my own videos. People ask that in the comments. So after watching this video, you will know why it is important to always armor up after you attack rather than before. The truth is that in Hearthstone, armor is strictly better than health. It is always better to have less life and more armor than to have an equivalent amount of life. So to be very specific, it is better to have 10 health and 5 armor for a total of 15 hit points than it is to just have 15 health and no armor. Why is that? Well, the reason for that is that in Hearthstone, there are advantages to having less health, but there are no advantages to having more health. And furthermore, in Hearthstone, there are advantages to having more armor, but there are no advantages to having less armor. For these two reasons, it is always better to have more armor than it is to have an equivalent amount of pure health and no armor. Let me show you in this video some of the most common examples of Hearthstone mechanics that care about the amount of armor that you have. One is the warrior card Shield Slam. This deals the damage to minion for each armor that you have. So getting up some armor is important to make your Shield Slams better in the future. Battle Rage draws a card for each damage-friendly character. So it's better to be at, for example, 28 health and 2 armor than it is to be at 30 health, because at 30 health you're not damaged. So you're going to draw one less card for Battle Rage, which could be a really big deal. Mortal Strike is an obvious one. If you can get to 12 or less health, then Mortal Strike deals more damage. And Molten Giant is another obvious one. This is a neutral card. It costs 1 less mana for every damage that you've taken, so you want to have taken as much damage as possible. Armor does not count against Molten Giant's mana cost. Now, one of the most subtle cards is Alexstrasza. This one does see a fair amount of play in Constructed. So even if you're playing as a warrior and you don't actually have any of these other cards that care about how much health you have, it's still worth it to always armor up after attacking in case your opponent is running Alexstrasza. Why? Well, because your opponent will always use Alexstrasza to lower your health. So the less health that you have, the less health that you'll lose if your opponent plays Alexstrasza. By contrast, if you are running Alexstrasza yourself, then the less health that you have, the more health that you will gain after playing Alexstrasza. Alexstrasza basically ignores armor completely. Whatever your armor is before Alexstrasza is used on you, then that's the same amount of armor that you'll have. So that's one reason why you always want to care about maximizing your armor versus your health when playing as a warrior. Now, even if you know that your opponent's not running Alexstrasza, and even if you have none of these other cards that care about how much health you have, I still recommend that whenever you attack an enemy minion with a weapon of some sort or heroic strike, that you armor up after attacking. Why? Because it's good to build the habit. You want to use opportunities where it doesn't make any difference to build good habits, so that the habit is in place when you need it in a situation if it does make a difference. I hope you found this video useful. I hope you will now remember to always armor up after attacking when you play as warrior. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. And if you'd like to be notified when I post other short Hearthstone guides or arena runs or other gameplay videos, please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate your help tremendously. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Take care.